And welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese sweets and treats. Today we have two treats to try from Boxu, and honestly, today's going to be a little bit of a special day because I, and I do apologize ahead of time, I'm going to butcher this, but they are both Haskap flavored. Uh, Now, I'm sure this sounds a little bit weird. That is not a normal word in Japanese. It has sounds in it that actually aren't in Japanese, and that's because it's not from Japanese. Uh, in Japan, there is a native people called the Ainu, and this the name of this berry comes from the Ainu language. Uh, it kind of crops up periodically in Japan. If you look at maps, a lot of okay, I have to admit, I don't know a ton about this, but I have listened and read up on a few things, and I remember that there are a lot of things like rivers or mountains that have names that sound really unusual if you're starting to study Japanese, and that's because the name is actually preserved from the Ainu language. And it seems like this berry is one of them. And I also have to admit, I have never heard of this before I got the Boxu box. I'm not familiar with this at all. Apparently, it has a smell that is very, very distinct and it's somewhat sour. I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea what this tastes like. So, this is going to be kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Which is part of why I decided to group these together. So we are having in the Haskap day. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to try the Hokkaido Haskap Gummy, followed by the Hokkaido Haskap Langue. Uh, as I said, very excited for it. So let's get started. Itadakimasu! Alright. Okay, I just opened the package and I can already smell. I can already smell the gummies. This bodes very, very well. It has a strong scent. I'm not sure how to describe it. Like it smells fruity, but I don't know. It has kind of almost a floral edge to it. It has a very unusual smell. I think you're gonna have to smell it to believe it, or to really kind of understand. It looks like this should have a bit of a gel center. It smells really good. Holy cow. Those of you who like sour, this is actually a sour candy. I'm sure those who are true sour hounds, such as my sister, will still say that this is weak sauce, but it is sour enough that I don't think I could have a second gummy personally. Admittedly, I am a sour wimp, but we finally have a sour candy that is sour. It is fruity. I don't know how to describe it. I think you're just going to have to try it. As far as the texture of the gummy, it's smooth all the way through. There is that gel center that kind of gives you an added burst of flavor. But it is definitely got a sour flavor to it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I have to admit, I think I personally prefer some of the other gummies that we've had on the channel better. What comes to mind is the pear ones that we got from Sakura Co. a couple weeks back. But they are definitely, as far as gummies go, very, very good. I think my sister will be quite excited to try these. As I said, she likes sour. I think she'll like them a lot more than me. But they do have like that fruity taste. So if you do like sour, you should try these. They are really pretty interesting. They're pretty good, and the smell alone might be worth it, just because it's kind of unusual. I can see why it got called out. So now we're going to try the Langue, and here's hoping that this isn't as sour as the gummies were, though. I mean, if it's just a sour berry, it's a sour berry. Oh, that is just not going to open up nicely. All right. And just, you can see how much that berry has colored the white chocolate filling in that. It's very much got that berry purpley pink color to it. Fortunately for me, this isn't nearly so sour, but it still has that sour tang to it. But it's very fruity. It's really quite good. I don't know how to describe the taste of the berry. Um, I will say though so lemon is a very sour fruit, but most of the lemon flavored uh, treats that I've had for this channel haven't really maintained that sour edge to it. They've had the lemon flavor without the sour aspect. Uh, so for those of you who like their lemon treats with a bit of that sour tang to it, uh, you should try this, because it absolutely maintains that sour kind of edge to it, despite being so much sweeter and taking a lot of the edge off. It still has a little bit of it. It kind of makes me think. It makes me think of some different lemon sweets I've had that weren't from Japan, where they did still keep that tang of the lemon. This is really, really good. I'm going to enjoy finishing this. Assuming I can get it back in the package. Alright. Gochisousama. So once again, we tried the Hokkaido Haskap Gummy. For me, it's extremely sour. I know my sister will try it and say it's not sour at all, but it is actually got that sour edge to it. The jelly center really amps up the flavor when you start chewing the gummy, which is beautifully soft and wonderful. Texturally, I love it. Flavor wise, I actually quite like it. It's just a little too sour for me. And then we also did the Hokkaido Haskap Langue, which nowhere near as sour, but still maintains a bit of that tanginess. Really quite delicious. And I don't know. I think you're just gonna have to try this Haskap berry for yourself, but I would definitely recommend it. The scent is definitely kind of got a little bit of unusualness to it. It is really pretty good. I highly recommend, just for the sake of trying, to try at least one of these. You know, if you're somebody who likes sour, then go for the gummy. If you're somebody who's like me and is an absolute wimp, then go for the Langue. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Jane!